help us understand how pop culture and media has kind of messed with our heads in regards to the virgins in your world? What's the truth behind the virgins? I just love saying that word, by the way, the virgins.
I think virginity, at essence, is the idea of purity, and there are companions in paradise that are pure companions, both male and female. And so the males are purified of any taints of this world, and the females are purified. Some of them say that the hodis are actually the wives that you're with your wife that you died with, the last wife that you had, and others say that there are virgins that are created. They're paradisical beings that are created for the afterlife. But the highest and ultimate experience in paradise is the beatific vision. And so the Muslims concur with the Catholics that the highest paradise is the vision of God, which is a non-spatial, non-temporal type of experience. And that's very clear that it's not an anthropomorphic. God's not in any location. But there is an experience of the heart's witnessing of God.
Okay, so what I just heard you say was that there are different levels of heaven, and the highest level doesn't have the virgins.
It doesn't have the virgins.
It's like getting promoted, but the wrong way.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, it is. I mean, look, as outsiders, as people who, media and whatever else, and Westerners and men, just males, thinking about this, and I don't know. It's there's a reason that your sacred scriptures talk about this being a reward. It is fascinating.
The thing about sexuality is a very central experience in life, and it's certainly one of the great. In fact, Imam al-Ghazali said that sexuality was in essence an experience that God gave us in order to let us get a glimpse of the pleasures of paradise. And so the idea that, the afterlife would not have some element, but it's not a sensual type. I mean, real intimacy, and this is one of the tragedies of modern culture with the hookup culture, real intimacy is much deeper than just a physical experience. Yeah. It's a spiritual experience. And when two people are truly in love, the experience of coming together in intimacy is something very, very spiritual, and that it's always been seen as that in the Islamic tradition. It's not been seen as some kind of, original sin or a taint. It's been seen as a positive thing, much like the Jewish tradition also celebrates that aspect of human experience.
Sure. Well, speaking of Judaism,
it's not a type of lustful. I mean, people, get your heads out of the gutter. There's a lot of people that just want to be down in that, that mundane, profane place, and that's why one of the things that Dorothy Sayers says about our culture, and she said this back in the 40s, is that when people lose their spiritual bearings, very often they fall into lust as a replacement for spiritual experience, because Nietzsche talks about the Apollonian and the Dionysian nature, the orderly and then that chaotic disorderly, and there's something very Dionysian about sexuality that people get lost in it, and our society is really, really, I think, being greatly harmed by this obsession, pornography, and all these things, that we have so many young people now being exposed to sexuality as a physical thing as opposed to a spiritual thing.